Well, I think NEOM's a great vision. It's a very exciting project. It's certainly something that Bechtel would be interested in participating in. We haven't seen a lot of details yet, but I think that makes sense given, the fact that we started talking about it only a few months ago. And when they start to talk about details, they know that the whole world is going to be watching very carefully. So, we're impressed with the way this process is moving along. And again, this is something we want to be involved in.
Talk to me a little bit about the nuclear energy space, particularly in Saudi Arabia. We heard President Trump using as justification, or one of the many justifications for his decision on the Iran deal, the fact that there could potentially be a nuclear arms race in the region, because of course we heard from Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia just a month or so ago that, if Iran were to get a bomb, they would seek a bomb as well. But this isn't really all that that's about. There's also the civilian nuclear energy space as well. We're talking about potentially between 5 and 16 different facilities. What's the opportunity for Bechtel in that space?
Well, Bechtel, of course, is a company that has spent a lot of time in the nuclear space. We've been involved in constructing many of the nuclear power plants in the United States and around the world. We have tremendous experience. I think the question here, Hadley, is if the Saudis have taken the decision to include nuclear power in their energy mix, which they seem to have done, then this is certainly something where U.S. business should be involved. I think this is something the Saudis would welcome, and it's also something our government should welcome. So I think there's a tremendous opportunity here.
How far are we along in that process? Because just a couple of months ago, it was still all on the table, really, about whether the United States would be allowed to become involved in this kind of project. And of course, the Saudi energy minister telling me a couple of months ago at Davos that he thought that they were well on their way. Where are they now?
So there's a process of negotiation over a 1, 2, 3 agreement, which is the U.S. Statute that allows U.S. content to be involved in a foreign civilian nuclear power program. So that negotiation is still going on. That also requires congressional approval.
Right. I think they're going to get it.
I don't know. But we'll see. They're working at it, and they've been very quiet about those negotiations. It's very hard to get information out of either the Saudis or the U.S. government exactly where that stands.
And talk to me a little bit more about what's happening in Saudi Arabia today. So many opportunities for investment, but are the Saudis doing enough to attract foreign investors here? Because they've had to make a lot of changes in a very short amount of time. What else needs to be done?
Yeah, I think, we've seen tremendous movement in Saudi. And as you said, there's a lot of new law, there's a lot of new regulation, there's a different posture by the government. The government is welcoming foreign investment. You can now go into Saudi without a Saudi partner. So a lot of stuff is going on. It's been very, very rapid. And I think the next step is to create more of an ecosystem where, mid-level officials and also Saudi private sector leaders start to recognize what a successful foreign investment looks like. I think there's also a challenge for U.S. companies and other companies with workforce development. I think the Saudis have been tremendously successful in developing a cadre of senior leaders, of financial experts, of management experts. But what we need to see, too, are the mid-level project managers, the welders, the blue-collar workers. We want to hire Saudis. We want to create in-country value. And, of course, we have programs in the kingdom to bring that process along. But, inevitably, that's going to move a little bit slower than some of the other stuff.
Hey, everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now, to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.